Well, you see, if you can focus on the screen, you can see we will be dealing with mutation. Okay, so what is mutation? It is any change in the chemistry of DNA is called mutation. Okay, now in this chapter, we'll be dealing with, see, whatever mutation we have done in the earlier chapter, it is nothing to do with it. Here we have to do with two things, that is the point mutation and frame shift mutation and deletion mutation. Okay, now all this thing is based on the triplet codon. So you know what is a triplet codon? Triplet codon is 3 base pair segments. So if you focus on the chapter here, it is seen that it may result in loss or gain of a gene and so function. So basically we are relating gene to a group of 3 codons. Okay, 3 base codons are there. So okay, now you see this here you can see that the chemical example of point mutation is a change of a single base pair in the gene of beta globulin. Okay, so point mutation is a change of a single base pair. That is what I want to focus here. Okay, now here you see okay. Now you can see here it is written that Ram has a red cap. Okay, so Ram has a red cap means it is here all 3 letter words, and these 3 letter words can be taken as 3 genetic codon. Now if you see, if you just insert, okay, insert B here in the middle. See here it is inserted B in the middle. So here that Ram has a B, DCA and P. So that means you cannot read this word. That means if this 3 base pair with addition of a base pair, see instead of this 3 triplet codon, if an addition of the base pair is given, so you can the simple sequence gets deleted. So this is basically known as a point mutation, because a point, that means a single base pair has been tampered and the full sequence of mRNA or the tRNA will not be able to code for this initiated one, and it would be coding for a different protein. Okay, now here again in the next C, here R is deleted. So this portion, when R is deleted, the entire frame gets changed up. So this is an example of a frame shift mutation, and here it's single point, it is known as a point mutation. Okay, or here in the next you see Ram has a cap. Here it is introducing Ram has a big red cap. That means BIG has been introduced here. So anything, either it is addition of 1 codon, 2 codon, or here you see completion of a different codon, that means insertion and deletion of 3 or more multiple base pairs. Okay, so that is known as a deletion codon. So ultimately you see here, you focus on this line, that hence see delete one or multiple codon, hence one or multiple amino acids, the reading frame remains unaltered from the point onward. Now such mutation is referred to as a frame shift insertion or deletion mutation. Now here you see this tRNA adapted molecule. That means what? In the very beginning of the proposition of code, for example, you see that when the double helix, they form an mRNA. From that mRNA, it gets converted into tRNA that codes for protein. So tRNA basically, it is a coded, you see, actually this was postulated by Francis Crick, that here there has to be a mechanism to read the codon, and you know this basically happens within the ribosome of a cell, and how to read the code and also to link it to the amino acid. See, every codon has to, every chain or DNA RNA sequence, mRNA sequence has to code for a amino acid. So before that amino acid is formed, that mRNA has to be getting connected with the complementary codon that is for the tRNA. Now you see here, you focus, because the amino acid has no structural specification. See, protein molecules cannot be specified or attached to the RNA. So to read the code uniquely, he postulated that presence of an adapter molecule. A molecule has to be there that has to bind. So this adapter molecule is basically the tRNA, and that would on one hand read the code, on the other hand would bind to the specific amino acid. So that tRNA then called, that time tRNA was not named, so it was then called sRNA, that is known as the soluble DNA. That is known before the genetic code was postulated, and however its role as an adapter molecule was assigned later. So tRNA, now basically presently we know that it is known as a tRNA. So the tRNA has an anticodon loop. Okay, now tRNA has an anticodon loop, and that has base complementary to the code, and it is also an amino acid acceptor end to which it binds to the amino acid. Okay, you see, this is the anticodon, this is a tRNA, it is L-shape specified molecule. See, this is the mRNA, it is AGU. AGU is coded, see, adenine is coded with uracil, guanine with cytosine, and again U with A. So AGU is coded with UCA, that is the anticodon end, and that is, see, this is a protein. This is also a protein, trypsin, it is a protein. So they bind here. Okay, so one has to be the initiator one. Here it is the initiator one, and this is the terminator one of a sequence. Okay, now you see here, now it binds to the amino acid tRNA as specific for each amino acid and for initiation there is another specific tRNA that is referred to as a initiator tRNA. See, in this sequences this is known as the initiator tRNA, and there is no RNA for stop codon. Okay, so in figure the secondary structure of tRNA has been depicted. It looks like a clover leaf. The whatever the structure you had, you see, basically it is known as a clover leaf structure. See, this structure of tRNA is known as a clover leaf structure. Okay, now it's in actual structure the tRNA is a compact molecule which looks like an inverted L. Basically when we write it as a inverted L. Now here comes the last part, that is known as translation. That is also very, very specific. Now what is translation? Translation is referred to the process. See, now they are coding for amino acids. Now this amino acid has to form a polypeptide chain. The order and the sequence of amino acid is defined by the sequence of bases of mRNA. See, mRNA has a codon, tRNA has got an anticodon, and with that tRNA, the amino acid is linked. So, the amino acids are joined by the bond which is known as peptide bond. Formation of peptide bond requires energy. So, therefore, the first phase itself, amino acid is activated by the presence of ATP. So, this is an ATP, and linked to the cognate tRNA, the process is commonly known as the charging of tRNA, or see, this is also another term, that is amino acylation of tRNA, to be more specific. So in such charged tRNAs are brought close enough and the formation of peptide bond between them. Okay. Now would be favored energetically. Now you will see this figure, it is more specified. See, this is the mRNA, this is the tRNA coming, and this tRNA is coming, and see here it is a protein attached to it. So that is glycemic acid, trypsin, these are different proteins, you know, these are joined together by a polypeptide chain. So this comes, and here after it gives this amino acid, it is free and goes away. Again it comes here. So this is how, and see, this is within the two subunit, that is 70S and 20S, or 70-30, like that, the smaller unit and the bigger unit. So smaller unit, the mRNA gets attached here, and to the bigger unit, this is tRNA attached to it, and the polypeptide chain is formed outside the ribosome. So here this actually translation of protein, that is decoding of mRNA, takes place in the ribosome in the two units. One is a larger subunit and a smaller subunit. The smaller subunit, the amino acid is present, smaller one mRNA, and the bigger one is the larger unit. So in a ribosome, here it is C, ribosome also acts as a catalyst 23S mRNA in bacteria, in this enzyme ribosome for the formation of peptide bond. And another, you see the translation unit of mRNA. mRNA is a sequence of RNA that is flanked by the starting codon. Obviously, some sequence is there, that is starting codon AUG and the stopping codon for the polypeptide chain. So that is, and in the middle there are certain codons which is not coded for anything. So that particular codon is known as untranslated region. Okay, and ultimately when the polypeptide chain is born, the ribosome moves from codon to codon along the mRNA. Amino acid adds one by one and translated in the peptide sequence, and it is dictated by DNA represented by mRNA, and the end factor, when it is formed, the stop codon, it releases the binding factor. Okay, it releases the binding factor. Again, if you see the sequence, you can understand better.